Hello AOS fans, it's me Pete, and I'm coming to you this week with another deck video. This week I am going to be going through a Skaven deck video, and this is probably, it's the first iteration at least, of a Skaven deck that I might take to the Grand Clash in July. So it's a work in progress. You're going to see at least one or two more iterations of this unless I've managed to pick the perfect mix to start with, but I heavily doubt that. This deck was inspired by the 5th place Adepticon deck that we did use in a battle report a few weeks ago when I was coming up against, I believe it was the Hunt at the time, and I knew that Robin was taking the Hunt, so I wanted to find a nice balanced tournament deck, and this is inspired from that, so hopefully it's a strong deck already, and I can build on that. So let's crash on into the deck. I've got 12 objectives as always, and they are Change of Tactics, pretty much a given. I do have Musk of Fear to put someone on guard. Chosen Champion, because I'll let you into a little secret in a minute about why I've picked that one. Escalation, 2 upgrades, that's pretty much a must have in any deck again. Superior Tactician, which is score 6 objectives. Well, I do have 5 instant scores. I am hoping that this should be fairly scoreable. Shining Example next, which is have your leader inspired. Well, that's going to be one of the first things I want to try and achieve. Calculated Risk, because again, why wouldn't you take it, especially with Skaven or anybody that can res people. Probably going to end up on the restricted list very soon. Keep them guessing, because with the Skaven summon ability I should be able to score that relatively easy, I hope. Martyred after that, because my guys are going to die. I might as well get a glory for that one. Strong Start, because I am hoping to kill some people later on in the game early, and hopefully if these cards come out in the right order I can score that one. I'm not unsure about these two at the minute. This is with a likely area where I may start to make some changes. Then Tactical Supremacy 1 and 4 and 2 and 5. I've picked these purely because 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are a bit dull, and I figured I'd mix it up because I nearly always end up with like 1 and 4 in my territory, or 2 and 5, and I don't have the other half to those combos of 1, 2 or 3 and 4. So I figured if I do this, then hopefully I'll have the ones that I want in my territory straight away. I can hope anyway, can't I? And the last card is What Armor, because I will have a couple of cleave options in here. So those are my objectives. 18 glory, 5 instant scores, 1/3 end phase. Hopefully fairly achievable. I've got a mix in there, so I've got some cards for killing people, and I've got some cards in there for if I get killed or grabbing objectives, because those are my 2 aims here. It's a bit of a mixed deck, this one. Hopefully though it's not going to be my atypical Skaven deck though. So moving on to my gambits that will help me score that glorious glory. I have Musk of Fear, put someone on guard. That'll be helpful for protecting Skritch and also for change of tactics. Scratching in the Shadows next, which is push someone a hex. Always handy to take something like that if your opponent's going after objectives, just to shove them off right at the end. Really does ruin their day. There are always more. I must have in the Skaven deck, I think. Gotta take that one. Confusion after that. Helpful for inspiring 2 of my guys at once, but also if he's staying on an objective that I want, I can use that right at the end to swipperate them round. Jewel of Wits next for 2 extra cards in my hand, always handy. Fueled by Fury after that, because when I do go on the offense I want to have increased my chances as much as possible of hitting. Last Chance, because it's just such a frustrating card to have against your opponent. It's really annoying when you manage to pull that off, and that's pretty much why I'm taking it. Ready for action, because why wouldn't you? Rebound, because same as Last Chance really, but I don't like Rebound as much as Last Chance, but I do like the ability to have both. Quick Advance after that, because again, going after objectives, being able to shove 2 people onto objectives at once could be very helpful. And Haymaker, because when I get that charge in I want to roll as many dice as humanly possible, and you know what, after that I don't really care if they die. So on to my upgrades. These are what I'm going to buy with all that glorious glory I earned from those gambits. The first is Black Hunger, and hopefully this gives you an idea of where I'm heading with this deck. My plan is to super duperate 1 or 2 individual expendable Skaven, and then use them to shoot across the board, guided missile style, take out 1 or 2 key individuals before they die, res them, and repeat the process. To really rub salt in the wounds, I then take an expendable. My hope is that I can super duperate someone, put that on them, and then my opponent's going to be forced to deal with them, but also not get a glory and take damage at the same time. It's an incredibly frustrating card, and I love it. I then have Acrobatic, that will be going on Skritch almost definitely. I want him to survive for as long as possible. And then Concealed Weapon, whichever Skaven I'm going to super duperate is going to get that one, because an extra 2 damage if I can roll a crit will be quite dirty. Great Strength, because +1 damage, always a winner. Light Armor, because I don't care if they die, so I don't care if they roll crits on their defense, so rolling an extra attack dice could really help me out. I could end up rolling 4 or 5 dice for my attacks. Tethered Spirit, another one for Skritch, because I want to keep him alive as long as possible. Challenge Seeker, because I'm probably going to come up against some very hard hitting people, and my guys have very few wounds. I might as well get this to get that extra +1 damage out, really up my damage potential here. I then have Crown of Avarice. This is going to go on whichever Skaven guided missile I pick. During an attack action or gambit that will take its fire out of action, choose an opponent and take one of their unspent glory. Well, hopefully I can do that. Not only do they gain the glory, I can then steal it, but then at the same time when I raise that Skaven again, I can do it all over again and possibly take 2, possibly even 3 glory if I'm really lucky with that one. Mutating Maul next. This gives me my additional option for cleave and pushback, which could both be handy, but at the same time it also allows me to roll 2 hammers and do 2 damage, which is nice and solid on its own. None of my Skaven roll hammers, or at least none of my expendable ones do, and then combining that with a few of the other things could mean a lot more damage, possibly 4 or even 5, especially if I can combine it with Black Hunger. And the last one is Potion of Rage. 2 extra dice on my attacks, combined with all the other things that I'm rolling, I could be rolling 5, possibly 6 dice on some of those attacks. I don't necessarily need to put all of these on the same Skaven, but I could possibly put Black Hunger on the Hungering Skaven, along with Challenge Seeker or something like that. That will up his damage by 2, means he's doing 3 or possibly 4 damage and hitting everybody. Or I could pick another Skaven, I could put Concealed Weapon, Great Strength, maybe the Mutating Maul on them, and I could be doing quite a few dice and quite a bit of damage there as well. There's some options here, and the key thing is that I want to keep Skritch alive to be able to res these people, and then I'm going to hopefully beef them up enough, throw them across the board to take somebody out who's key to my opponent's plans, probably a leader figure of some kind, and then when they get taken out of action, I'll either have like Expendable in place, which is going to rub salt in the wounds, or Crown of Avarice, both of which rub salt in the wounds, and then I can repeat the process again. A few other cards I've thought about taking in this deck. I might put Peerless Fighter in here. 2 glory, yes, you've got to roll 2 crits, but I've got a lot of plus dice cards in here, and I could possibly roll a lot of attacks, so that could be quite a useful card to have, and it is 2 glory instantly. Possibly I'll take out Strong Start and put that in, or possibly I'll take out Martyred and put that one in. I haven't quite decided yet on that one. I'm not sold on Crown of Avarice yet. I like the idea of it, and it could be very handy if I can pull it off more than once, but if I don't keep that one in there, I'm not sure what else I'd take in its stead. Maybe a Nullstone weapon. There's going to be a lot of casters running around, and the ability to reroll dice could be useful. I don't know, I'll have to see. I'll have to see how it goes with these cards. But let me know what you guys think. My plan overall, apart from supercharging one Skaven to run them into certain death whilst chopulating some people up, only to get resurrected and do it all over again, is try to grab some glory from things like Tactical Supremacy. That will hopefully give me the glory to up my fighters in the first place. Change of Tactics will also help me there, keep them guessing. Shining Example, Calculated Risk. I've got enough cards in here that I hope I can get a start on that glory train before I have to rely on upping anybody to send them in to do some more killer rating. So that's my deck, my first draft of my possible Grand Clash deck. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Are there any obvious cards that I've not taken that I should? Are there any cards that you really think I shouldn't take that I have? So let me know what you think in the comments below, and maybe this will be the Grand Clash deck that wins it for the Swarm. Who knows? Maybe. I shall see you soon in the Mirrored City.